what did he mean to Filipinos? Yung kanyang papacy and siya as a person po.
Naalala ko yung sinabi niya nung nakita niya yung images, 'no, yung balita nung Typhoon Yolanda. Nung nakita niya yon, nakita niya yung devastation, nakita niya yung damage, nakita niya yung pagdurusa ng mga Pilipino, sabi niya, "I need to go there." So, sabi nga niya kahit na medyo late, 10 months after the typhoon, basta he came. And, yung pagdalaw niyang yon was different in so many ways. Ako, first time ko makakita ng Santo Papa na magmisa na nakakapote, 'no. Ah, 'Di ba may bagyo din nun? May bagyo din
Opo.
sa Tacloban at that
Mm.
time. Actually, he was being discouraged from going. Kaya lang sabi niya, kaya nga ako nagpunta dito para nga dumalaw sa Tacloban eh. Paano kung hindi pupunta? And then, there were so many um, thoughts na last minute changes, magmisa indoors, wag na ituloy yung misa. Pero talagang he persisted, no? He persisted in spite of all the difficulties. Tapos, yung madalas niyang ginagawa na hindi niya ginamit yung kanyang prepared homily and instead spoke in Spanish from the heart, no? And that was the magic, no? Yun ang magic noon kasi ako ang tingin ko noon parang he was speaking to us from the heart and he touched the hearts of the Filipinos, telling them that in your suffering, in your pain, God is with you. Do
Mm.
not lose hope because God is with you. And yun ang paulit-ulit na message ni Pope Francis. Something that will always be uh, etched in the minds and in the hearts of Filipinos.
Mm. Okay. Marami kasing mga description. Of course, there are many ways to define a papacy. And hindi naman yan matatapos dito, no? Kumbaga,
Mm.
time will tell. History will judge him. Pag-usapan natin po, no? He's known as the Pope of the Poor, Pope of Mercy, Pope of the Peripheries. Yung hope, no, yung binabanggit nyo. I think that's one of the defining moments, if not the defining theme of his, aside from mercy, of his papacy. Yung kanyang yung naratibo, yung kanyang mensahe ng mercy at pag-asa. Ano yung gaano po siya ka-relevant, especially sa konteksto ng mga Pilipino?
Eh, ang isasagot ko, yun ang kailangang maramdaman ng tao yung mahal ka ng Diyos. Kasi maraming tao nawawalan ng pag-asa, maraming tao nagdududa sa Diyos, maraming tao parang dahil um, bugbog, bugbog ng paghihirap, um, hindi maramdaman ang presensya ng Diyos Kaya lang, yun, yung pagdalaw ni Pope Francis brought God closer, much, much closer and more real to the people. Yun ang special gift ni Pope Francis. Sabi nga sa akin ng isang lay person na in-interview ko, sabi niya, when I saw Pope Francis, it was like seeing God come close to me.
Mm.
Yun ang experience ng maraming tao, maraming Filipino.
Yung nireflect niya yung mukha ng Panginoon.
Mm, mm. Um, si Ako, isang favorite way ko of describing Pope Francis is that he's a pope of many, many, many small gestures. And 'di ba, yung mga gestures, hindi natin makakalimutan yan 'di ba? Parang for example, in school, yung mga lectures, yung mga concepts, mga theories, nakakalimutan natin yon. Pero hindi natin makakalimutan yung teacher natin na mabait, yung teacher na tinulungan tayo when we were having difficulties. And this is Pope Francis, no? This is Pope Francis. Hindi lang words, but most especially gestures, small actions. And ah, ang dami-dami, ang dami-dami. Like, remember, nung una siyang lumabas sa balcony, ng St. Peter's noong March 13, 2013. Ano yung una niyang ginawa? Kasi usually paglabas ng bagong papa, babati siya tapos blessing. Pero si Pope Francis, ano yung unang greeting niya? Buonasera, good evening, no?
Mm.
It was a very simple, very but very personal greeting to everybody. And then he asked the people to
Pray for
pray
him.
for him and he bowed his head. Parang first time first time na that the Pope asked the people to pray for him before giving the blessing. And then paulit-ulit yan ha. Paulit-ulit yan na he will always tell the people, do not forget to pray for me. No?
Mm.
So here we see how simple he is. He is the Pope and yet he asks the people to pray for him. Yung yan, that is just one of the first gestures of Pope Francis that endeared him to the people.
Yun nga, napakaimportante po ng humility, no? And I think at that time, marami ring agad na medyo tumaas yung kilay, di ba? You also remember that, no? Especially yung mga talagang naniniwala. Parang tinatalikuran niya yung pomp, pageantry, and rituals daw noong
Nakaka
bureaucracia. Pero he had a different
nakakapanibago.
message.
Yeah, exactly, no? Nakakapanibago kasi nga ang dami niyang ako yung reaction ko no'n nung una siyang lumabas, 'di siyempre I wanted to see him kasi he was unknown. Wala
Yeah.
naman siya sa listahan natin, eh. Naalala
Mm.
ko nasa nasa ANC ako no'n, eh, nung during when he first came out the balcony. And when the name was announced, it was unheard of. Wala siya sa listahan namin. So ako, I wanted to see him. And then to my surprise, he was wearing a very plain, simple white castle. Very
Mm.
different from all the rest, no?
Mm.
Eh, ibang klase, eh. Ibang klase si Pope
I
Francis.
Opo, yung kanyang ano, maganda yung binanggit niyo 'no, a pope of small gestures 'no. Kumbaga yung kanyang mensahe reflected in little things. Of course, in actions both big and small. And that right at the outset helped define what his papacy would be. Yung pagiging pastoral po niya 'no, how important was that? Kasi yung pinalitan niya si Pope Benedict who also had his own strengths 'no. After his resignation, he was known as a deeply cerebral, 'di ba, nagsulat ng sangkatutak na aklat. In fact, may nabasa ako dati parang kulang daw yung lifetime niya to write everything in his head and convert them into books. Yun ang
Mm.
strength niya, professor, no? Ito naman, pastoral. Yung galing from Pope Benedict XVI to Pope Francis, how important what was that, especially given the context of the world and of course the Philippines as well. Yung pastoral na pare na Santo Papa.
We have to understand his background, no? Eh, he worked with the people in Argentina. Kaya ang tawag naming mga pari diyan yung sayad na sayad, no? Talagang dikit na dikit sa tao. So, kilala niya ang tao, alam niya yung kalagayan ng tao. And yun ang yun ang buhay niya, eh. Yun ang buhay niya. Alam mo si Pope Benedict, minsan ko lang na-meet and he was not yet Pope. I think estudyante pa ako sa Roma no'n, eh. Nakita ko siya sa bus 'no. Ah, Nakaupo ako, pagkatapos napansin ko na yung nasa harapan ko, yung sutana niya may red piping. Sabi ko, "Cardinal 'to." So I looked up and to my surprise, it was Cardinal Ratzinger. And alam mo, I found him shy, no? Natatawa ako kasi 'di ba he was described as a German shepherd, no, mapagsik. Pero
Or
hindi,
ano,
he was
Rome's Rottweiler daw.
Rottweiler, no?
Oo,
Talagang parang to show na mabagsik, no?
pero
Pero
hindi.
he was very, very shy, no? Pero ito si Pope Francis naman, ang dami-daming nagkukuwento na he would always take the first move kaya hindi ka mahihiya. I never had the chance to meet Pope Francis personally. Pero yun ang kwento ng mga ng mga naka-meet sa kanya, um, very personal daw. Ang bait 'no, ang bait-bait. Halimbawa 'pag nakita ka daw niya na hawak-hawak mo yung cellphone mo, siya na mismo mag-aalok, na parang, "You want a selfie?" 'No, siya na mismo mag-aalok, eh. Mabait talaga 'no, mabait talaga and, dahil dun talagang napalapit siya sa mga tao and everybody has beautiful stories. Kanina 6 o'clock, I attended the mass sa Cubao Cathedral presided by the Bishop of Cubao, Bishop Ayuban. And siya naman, he shared a number of stories. Sabi niya, dun daw sa labas ng si Bishop Ayuban worked in the Vatican for 7 years.
Mm.
And sabi niya, meron siya laging nami-meet na pulube dun sa entrance sa kanyang opisina. One morning, sabi niya, binati niya yon and ang saya-saya daw. Tapos kinuwento na the day before, silang mga pulube na nakapaligid dun sa yung mga building ba dun sa Vatican, no?
Mm.
Pinatawag daw sila, pinagbihis daw sila, tapos ipinasyal sila sa Vatican Museum for free na walang ibang tao, no? Sila
Wow.
lang. Tapos nandun na sila sa Sistine Chapel, 'di ba yung Sistine Chapel ang dulo ng
Mm.
Vatican Museum. Nandun si Pope Francis mismo para
Wow.
batiin sila. Wow talaga! Yung bang, he has a very special way of making you feel special. And yung yung insistence niya dun sa yung those in the peripheries, yung mga nakakalimutan, yung mga hindi napapansin, yun ang yun ang binigyan ng pansin, 'no? Yun ang ginawa niyang mahalaga. Yung nakakaligtaan ng mga ibang tao, yun ang ginawa niyang mahalaga. And
Mm.
people felt that and yan, hindi makakalimutan. That is his special charism. And
Mm.
yun nga, hindi lang napalapit sa kanyang pagkatao, but kasi people know and feel whom he represents, no? That he represents Jesus Christ.
Mm. Yung ganyang actuations, ni Pope Francis Father, how do you think that helped revitalize the Roman Catholic Church? Especially 'pag titingnan natin yung mga media reports from the West, may tendency to focus on the sex abuse scandals, na tama naman, na dapat
Mm.
tutukan yung seryosong problemang iyon, yung issue ng
Oo.
LGBTQ, and of course yung issue na medyo tumatalikod na rin yung maraming Katoliko doon sa pananampalataya because of course of the lures of relativism, to borrow the term of Pope Benedict, and the
Mm.
lures of modernism. Here you were, Pope Francis, very humble, very pastoral, the Pope of the peripheries. How was that able to somehow revitalize the faith?
That's his unique way, no? That is his unique way. Um kung si Pope Benedict, ang approach niya was, since he is an academic, no? Ang approach ni Pope Benedict intellectual, no? Siya, uh, I think he touched the lives of people in a very concrete way. Pagkatapos, Pope Francis came during the time of social media and alam ko hindi siya techie, alam ko wala siyang cellphone, hindi siya nanonood ng TV, but he knows, no? He knows how to use social media and he knows the power of images, no? The power of images. So hindi lang yung taong hinahawakan niya, yung taong niyayakap niya, pero lahat ng nakakakita nun somehow feel na sila din nilalapitan ni Pope Francis, sila din niyayakap ni Pope Francis, sila din napapalapit kay Pope Francis.